Every morning, you have a choice. You can let the day happen to you, or you can shape your mind to face it like a weapon. Intelligence is not just about knowledge. True wisdom comes from discipline, focus, and the courage to see reality clearly. Today, I will share 10 ways to train your mind so that you become dangerously smart every morning. Every morning is a battlefield, and the first victory begins the moment you open your eyes. To wake up without purpose is to drift through life, a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of winds and waves you cannot control. If you want to become dangerously smart, if you want to shape your mind into a weapon, you must rise with a clear intention. Before your feet touch the floor, before your thoughts scatter to the trivialities of the day, decide who you will be. Decide what you will do. Decide how you will respond to whatever comes your way. Purpose is not a vague idea. It is not a wish or a hope. It is a firm decision about what matters most to you, and it demands your attention the moment you wake. When your mind is clouded by distractions, it is weak. When it is sharp and guided, it becomes a tool capable of cutting through confusion, fear, and chaos. Begin your day with a mental declaration today. I will act with clarity, with discipline, and with focus. Today, I will not be ruled by laziness, by anger, or by the noise of the world. Today, I will direct my energy toward what truly matters. Our rising with purpose is also about controlling the first moments of your day. The actions you take immediately after waking set the tone for every thought and decision that follows. Do not reach for your phone. Do not scroll through distractions. Do not allow yourself to be consumed by what others demand of you before you have demanded of yourself. Instead, take a moment to center your mind. Breathe. Focus. Remind yourself why you exist, what you are working toward, and who you are becoming. These few moments are more valuable than hours spent reacting to the chaos outside. They build the foundation of a mind that is disciplined, alert, and unshakable. Purpose is reinforced by intention. Intention is the guiding principle that transforms your actions from routine to meaningful. Every movement, every choice, every word you speak should align with your purpose. When you wake with intention, brushing your teeth, making your bed, and preparing your body and mind for the day are no longer chores. They are exercises in discipline, or in training your mind to follow your decisions instead of fleeting impulses. The smallest acts become statements of strength. Each intentional step you take is a declaration that you are in control, that your mind will not be scattered, that your life will not be dictated by habit or by the whims of others. To wake with purpose is also to anticipate the day. Think of the challenges, the tasks, and the moments that will test you. Mentally prepare yourself to face them calmly and decisively. This does not mean you predict everything, but you acknowledge that life is unpredictable and that your mind must be ready to act with clarity, no matter what arises. By doing this, you turn the morning into a training ground for your mind, a place where habits of thought, focus, and action are forged. The clarity you build in these early hours follows you throughout the day, protecting you from confusion, distraction, and indecision. Finally, waking with purpose requires discipline and consistency. Your mind is like a muscle. It strengthens through repeated effort and focus. Each morning you rise with intention. You reinforce the habit of controlling your mind instead of letting it wander. You create a rhythm that makes distraction uncomfortable and focus natural. Over time, this discipline becomes your armor, a shield against the chaos of life, and a weapon that allows you to think sharply, act decisively, and face challenges with intelligence. And composure. The mind is a battlefield, and the first war is within yourself. Every thought that crosses your mind has the potential to shape your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. If you want to become dangerously smart, you must take command of this battlefield. You cannot allow random ideas, doubts, or fears to dictate the course of your day. Every morning, before the world pulls you in 100 directions, you must exercise control over your thoughts. You must sift through them, recognize the useful ones, and discard the rest. Controlling your thoughts begins with awareness. Most people drift through their days, carried by whatever pops into their mind: worries about the past, anxieties about the future, distractions that serve no purpose. These thoughts are like weeds in a garden. If left unchecked, they grow, choke the life out of productive thinking, and make it impossible to focus. The first step toward intelligence is noticing these weeds. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Recognize which ones help you, and which ones are neutral, and which ones harm you. Only by seeing them clearly can you decide which to nurture and which to discard. Our mental clutter is not only negative thoughts, it is also unnecessary noise, trivial concerns, and constant distractions. Each day, you are bombarded with information messages, news, opinions, and demands. Most of this is irrelevant to your purpose. When you allow it into your mind first thing in the morning, it weakens your ability to focus. You must train yourself to filter, or decide what deserves your attention and what does not. Protect your mind like a fortress. The stronger your mental walls, the sharper your thinking becomes, and the less you are swayed by the chaos outside. Discipline is required to control your thoughts. This is not a one-time effort. It is a habit that grows stronger each morning you practice it. Start small. Take a few minutes to sit in silence, to notice your thoughts, to organize them. Identify a single worry and ask yourself if it deserves your energy. Question each thought. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it necessary? By challenging your thoughts in this way, you prevent them from controlling you. You do not react impulsively to every idea or emotion that arises. You become deliberate, intentional, and focused. Another powerful technique is to replace unhelpful thoughts with constructive ones. If your mind drifts to fear, replace it with strategy. If it drifts to complaint, replace it with action. Do not try to suppress thoughts entirely. That creates tension. But redirect them toward what serves your purpose. Your mind, when trained, can become a tool of clarity and intelligence rather than a battlefield of chaos and distraction. Each morning, this exercise builds your capacity to think sharply, to assess situations quickly, and to act decisively. Control over your thoughts also means mastering emotional impulses. Anger, jealousy, and fear often arise unbidden, clouding judgment and leading to poor decisions. When you practice mental discipline, you notice these impulses without obeying them. You understand that thoughts are not commands, they are signals. Some are worth listening to, others must be set aside. By exercising this control, your mind becomes resilient, adaptable, and dangerous in its clarity. Finally, eliminating mental clutter is about long-term practice. Each morning, by taking the time to observe, organize, and direct your thoughts, you reinforce a habit that grows stronger with consistency. Your mind becomes lighter, sharper, and more capable of deep thinking. You are no longer a passive observer of your own life, but an active architect of your actions, decisions, and intelligence. Each thought you control is a victory. Each day of disciplined thinking builds a mind that cannot easily be distracted, confused, or defeated. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Most people spend their mornings trying to avoid it, wrapping themselves in routines that are safe, predictable, and easy. But if you want to become dangerously smart, you must learn to welcome discomfort instead of fleeing from it. Every challenge, every small struggle, every moment of tension is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. The people who control their lives, who think clearly and act decisively, are those who have learned to endure what others avoid. Discomfort teaches you clarity. When your body or mind is tested, distractions fall away, and you see what is truly important. The first moments of the day are the perfect time to practice this. Wake early, rise before the world is awake, and expose yourself to small hardships intentionally. Cold water on your face, rigorous exercise, or even simply sitting in silence and facing your restless thoughts without distraction. These are not punishments, they are training. Each time you face them, your mind grows sharper, more focused, and more capable of handling real challenges. Discomfort also builds resilience. Life will not always be easy. Challenges will appear without warning, people will disappoint you, and circumstances will push you to the edge. If your mind is used to comfort, these moments will crush you. But if you have practiced embracing difficulty daily, you will meet obstacles with calm, with patience, and with strategy. The small struggles of the morning become shields that prepare you for the chaos of the day. Your mind learns that it can endure, that it can persist, and that it can act intelligently even under pressure. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing discomfort is that it teaches you to act despite fear. Many thoughts and decisions are avoided simply because they feel uncomfortable or risky. When you train yourself to accept unease in the small things, hesitation loses its power. You learn that discomfort is temporary, while growth, skill, and understanding last. Your mind becomes capable of moving forward when others freeze, thinking clearly when others panic, and making decisions when others are paralyzed by emotion. Discomfort also encourages self-discipline. It forces you to choose long-term benefits over short-term pleasure. Skipping a morning routine because it feels hard, or indulging in distractions because they are easy, surrendering to laziness. These are all small betrayals to yourself. Each morning you intentionally face a challenge, you reclaim control. You send a clear signal to your mind that you decide your actions, not fleeting feelings. This practice strengthens willpower, and a disciplined mind is a dangerous mind. Another important aspect is mental preparation. By seeking discomfort in controlled ways, you train your mind to anticipate and respond to unexpected difficulties. Facing small struggles each morning acts like rehearsal for life's greater challenges. It conditions you to remain calm under pressure, and to analyze clearly, and to act decisively even when situations are uncomfortable or uncertain. Each morning becomes a laboratory for testing your strength, sharpening your thinking, and refining your judgment. Finally, embracing discomfort builds confidence rooted in reality. You learn that your mind and body are capable of far more than you imagined. You stop avoiding challenges and start seeing them as opportunities. Each small hardship endured strengthens your intelligence, because your thoughts are no longer clouded by fear, weakness, or avoidance. You become capable of thinking strategically, acting decisively, and thriving in situations that would overwhelm someone who clings to comfort. or your mornings become a proving ground, a place where your mind is trained to be sharp, resilient, and dangerously smart. The mind that stops asking questions is a mind that becomes weak. Knowledge without inquiry is shallow. Art and intelligence without curiosity is fragile. If you want to become dangerously smart, you must train yourself to question everything, to examine your thoughts, your beliefs, and the world around you with a clear and critical eye. Do not accept ideas simply because others say they are true. Do not let habits, traditions, or opinions shape your understanding without careful scrutiny. Each morning, dedicate time to probing your mind and your assumptions, to searching for truth rather than comfort. Questioning begins with yourself. Examine your motives, your decisions, and your beliefs. Why do you do what you do? Are your actions guided by reason or by habit? Are you pursuing what matters most? Or are you distracted by the opinions and expectations of others? To be dangerously smart, you must face yourself without deception. The mind often lies to itself, creating excuses, rationalizations, and illusions that obscure reality. By questioning your own thoughts first, you strengthen your ability to see clearly, to make decisions based on facts rather than feelings, and to act with purpose rather than reaction. Next, question the world around you. Information comes from every direction, but not all of it is reliable. Many people speak with confidence, yet their understanding is limited. Learn to distinguish between truth and noise. Ask why things are the way they are, how events happen, and what is real versus what is perception. Do not accept surface appearances, dig deeper. Dangerous intelligence comes from insight, and insight is born from relentless questioning. When you develop the habit of inquiry, you learn to spot deception, avoid manipulation, and make decisions with clarity that others cannot match. Curiosity must also be paired with courage. Questioning challenges comfort. It can provoke disagreement, expose ignorance, or force you to face uncomfortable truths. Most people avoid these challenges because they fear conflict, embarrassment, or effort. But the mind that seeks truth becomes sharper every time it confronts what is difficult to see. Courage to question is courage to act with knowledge, and it separates those who live passively from those who live powerfully. Each morning, cultivate this courage by reflecting on your assumptions, asking hard questions, and refusing to accept easy answers. Questioning also requires patience. Answers are rarely immediate. Some truths are hidden, and some understanding comes only with observation, practice, and reflection. Be willing to sit with uncertainty, to analyze information carefully, and to revise your beliefs when evidence demands it. Dangerous intelligence is not rigid. It adapts, grows, and corrects itself through constant inquiry. The morning is an ideal time to practice this patience, as your mind is fresh and capable of clarity before the noise and pressures of the day arrive. Finally, seek understanding rather than validation. Do not question merely to prove yourself right or to impress others. A question to uncover what is true, to align your mind with reality, and to prepare yourself to act effectively. The world rewards those who see clearly and act decisively, not those who cling to illusions or repeat unquestioned ideas. Each morning spent asking questions, examining your assumptions, and seeking truth strengthens your mind, sharpens your reasoning, and builds the foundation for intelligence that is practical, strategic, and dangerously effective. Every morning is an opportunity to learn, but the lessons of life are not always obvious in the moment. To become dangerously smart, you must look backward as well as forward. Reflection is the practice of examining your past actions, decisions, and thoughts to understand what worked, what failed, and why. Without this practice, the mind remains stagnant, repeating mistakes and missing opportunities for growth. Reflection is the bridge between experience and wisdom, and it begins each day with a simple question: what did I learn yesterday? Reflection requires honesty. The mind tends to justify errors, excuse failures, and exaggerate successes. To grow, you must strip away these illusions and see your actions clearly. Look at the decisions you made, the choices you avoided, and the moments when emotion overpowered reason. Identify where you acted wisely and where you allowed distractions, laziness, or fear to control you. Each failure contains a lesson, and each success can be strengthened by understanding why it happened. The process is not comfortable, because it requires humility, but it is essential. A mind that avoids reflection is blind to its own weaknesses. Focus on both action and thought. What did you do yesterday that moved you closer to your goals? And what did you do that held you back? Did you act with discipline, or did you allow habits and impulses to dictate your behavior? Did your thoughts align with reality, or were they clouded by doubt, emotion, or false beliefs? By reviewing both your actions and your thinking, you gain insight into the patterns that shape your life. Dangerous intelligence is built from understanding these patterns and using that knowledge to improve every decision you make. Reflection also teaches preparation. By examining the challenges you faced yesterday, you begin to anticipate those that will appear today. You learn to recognize your weaknesses and plan strategies to overcome them. If you failed to control your emotions, you can develop practices to remain calm. If you wasted time or energy, you can plan more intentional actions. Each morning, our reflection strengthens your ability to respond effectively to the world, turning experience into foresight and mistakes into training. Journaling, or simply speaking your reflections aloud, can amplify their power. Writing down your thoughts clarifies them, makes them tangible, and allows you to track patterns over time. As your habit of reflection grows, you will notice recurring mistakes and consistent successes. This knowledge gives you control over your life. It allows you to repeat what works, avoid what fails, and refine your thinking with precision. Every morning becomes a laboratory for testing your mind, analyzing yesterday, and preparing for a stronger day. Our reflection also develops emotional intelligence. By reviewing your reactions, you begin to understand yourself more deeply. You notice the triggers that provoke anger, fear, or frustration. You learn which habits protect you and which habits weaken you. Self-awareness is a cornerstone of intelligence, and it grows each morning when you dedicate time to honest reflection. A mind that understands itself can navigate challenges, influence outcomes, and think strategically in ways that others cannot. Finally, our reflection is not about dwelling on the past or creating regret. It is about learning, adjusting, and growing each morning. When you take the time to reflect on yesterday, you cultivate a habit of continuous improvement. You transform your experiences into wisdom, mistakes into lessons, and victories into repeatable strategies. Over time, this practice strengthens your mind, sharpens your judgment, and prepares you to act with intelligence, clarity, and precision. The world is unpredictable, and life rarely unfolds according to plan. Challenges will come whether you are ready or not. To become dangerously smart, you must train your mind to anticipate obstacles and prepare for them before they arrive. Preparation is not worry, it is clarity. It is the habit of seeing potential difficulties in advance and equipping yourself with the tools, strategies, and mindset to handle them effectively. Each morning provides the perfect opportunity to practice this, turning your mind into a proactive force rather than a reactive one. Preparation begins with awareness. Take time each morning to consider the day ahead. Think about the tasks you must complete, the people you will encounter, and the decisions you will face. Consider what could go wrong and how you might respond. This is not a method of predicting every outcome, but a practice of readiness. By anticipating difficulties, you reduce their power over you. When challenges arise, your mind remains calm, focused, and capable of acting with intelligence. Those who do not prepare are caught off guard, reacting impulsively, and allowing circumstances to control them. Mental rehearsal is a key part of preparation. Imagine scenarios that could test you, conversations that may be tense, tasks that may be difficult, moments when emotions could cloud your judgment. Visualize how you will respond with patience, clarity, and discipline. This practice strengthens your mind by conditioning it to act deliberately, rather than react instinctively. Each morning you rehearse potential challenges, your mind grows sharper, more resilient, and more confident. You develop an inner stability that allows you to face whatever comes with composure and strategy. Preparation also involves organizing your priorities. Identify what matters most and focus your energy there. Distractions, trivial concerns, and unnecessary tasks are obstacles that can sap your mental strength. By planning your actions and clarifying your goals, you protect your mind from being scattered. Discipline and focus are natural byproducts of preparation. A prepared mind is decisive, able to cut through confusion and act with precision. Each morning, you reinforce this habit, strengthening your ability to make wise choices under pressure. Physical readiness is another aspect of preparation. A strong body supports a strong mind. Each morning, take care of your health through movement, nutrition, or even simple practices like deep breathing. Physical discipline complements mental discipline, building resilience and endurance that will serve you in challenging situations. A prepared mind and body together form a foundation for intelligence that is not theoretical but practical, capable of functioning at its best under stress. Preparation also teaches patience and perspective. When you anticipate challenges, you see them as part of life rather than threats to your comfort. You learn to approach difficulties with calm, rational thinking, understanding that most problems can be handled if approached deliberately. This perspective reduces fear, anxiety, and impulsive reactions. Your mind becomes a tool for action rather than a vessel of panic, and this clarity is the mark of dangerous intelligence. Finally, preparation is a daily habit. Each morning, by dedicating time to anticipate challenges, rehearse responses, and clarify priorities, you train your mind to remain vigilant, strategic, and disciplined. Life will continue to bring obstacles, but your intelligence, foresight, and readiness will give you the advantage. Over time, this habit strengthens your decision-making, sharpens your focus, and cultivates a mind capable of navigating any situation with clarity, calm, and effectiveness. The mind is like a garden. Without nourishment, it grows weak, barren, and chaotic. If you want to become dangerously smart, you must feed it constantly with knowledge, ideas, and perspectives that sharpen your understanding of the world. Reading, listening, And absorbing wisdom every morning is a practice that builds mental strength, clarity, and foresight. It is not enough to live passively. Our intelligence requires daily cultivation, like tending to soil, removing weeds, and planting seeds that will grow into powerful thought. Start with reading. Choose materials that challenge your mind, expand your perspective, and offer practical insights. This could be books, articles, essays, or even thoughtful commentary. Avoid content that only entertains or distracts. Your morning reading should stretch your understanding, expose gaps in your knowledge, and encourage reflection. Every page you read has the potential to teach, if you engage with it actively rather than passively. Our dangerous intelligence grows when knowledge is absorbed and applied, not when it is merely observed. Listening is equally important. Every conversation, lecture, or discussion offers an opportunity to gain insight. Pay attention to the ideas of others, or especially those who think differently from you. Listen without judgment, without rushing to respond. Seek understanding first, not agreement. By opening your mind to new perspectives, you expand your ability to see problems clearly, to recognize patterns, and to anticipate outcomes. Our wisdom is not only found in books, it is found in the minds of those willing to share their knowledge and experience. Our absorbing wisdom requires reflection. Reading and listening alone are not enough. You must internalize the lessons you encounter. Take time to think about what you have learned and how it applies to your life, your goals, and your daily actions. Connect ideas to your own experiences, consider the consequences of applying them, and make mental notes for future decisions. This practice transforms information into actionable intelligence. Your mind becomes sharper, more strategic, and capable of solving complex problems with ease. Consistency is key. The mind grows through repetition and habit. Make absorbing wisdom a daily morning ritual, even if only for a few minutes. Over time, this small effort compounds. Your knowledge expands, your thinking deepens, and your ability to analyze situations improves. Those who neglect this practice risk stagnation, becoming easily manipulated, distracted, or blindsided by challenges. Each morning spent learning, listening, and reflecting strengthens the mental foundation that allows intelligence to flourish. Choose sources wisely. Not all information is valuable. Seek ideas that are practical, tested, and rooted in reality. Avoid content that appeals to emotion over reason, or that confuses opinion with fact, or that encourages passivity rather than action. A mind fed with poor information will not grow. It will weaken. Dangerous intelligence comes from discernment, the ability to recognize truth, relevance, art, and utility in the vast sea of knowledge surrounding you. Finally, sharing what you learn reinforces your understanding. Teaching, discussing, or writing about ideas forces you to clarify your thinking and see gaps in your reasoning. Each morning, as you absorb wisdom, consider how you might use it, apply it, or share it. Knowledge that is kept hidden is limited, but knowledge that is actively applied and communicated strengthens both the mind and the world around it. Over time, this practice of reading, listening, reflecting, and sharing creates a mind that is sharp, strategic, and capable of navigating life with clarity and precision. The mind is powerful, but it is also fragile when left unchecked. Emotions can cloud judgment, distort reality, and lead to actions that harm more than they help. If you want to become dangerously smart, you must learn to control your emotions and act with discipline. Intelligence is not just about knowledge. It is about the ability to think clearly, respond wisely, and act strategically, even when your feelings try to pull you off course. Each morning provides the perfect opportunity to practice this, to train your mind to remain calm, focused, and deliberate. Emotions are signals, not commands. Anger, fear, jealousy, and frustration will arise naturally, but they do not have to dictate your actions. The first step is awareness. Notice what you feel without judgment. Observe the rising tension in your body, the racing of your thoughts, or the impulse to react immediately. By recognizing your emotions, you create space between feeling and action. This space is where intelligence grows. In that moment, you can choose a response that aligns with reason rather than impulse, strength rather than weakness. Discipline is the bridge between thought and action. Once you recognize your emotions, you must train yourself to act deliberately. This means resisting the urge to lash out when angry, to withdraw when fearful, or to chase immediate pleasure when it conflicts with your purpose. Each morning, practice small acts of control, focus on your breathing, maintain posture, organize your tasks calmly, and engage in actions that require patience and attention. These simple habits train the mind to respond with strategy, rather than react with chaos. Understanding the source of emotions is equally important. Many emotional reactions are triggered by perceptions, assumptions, or expectations. By questioning why you feel a certain way, you reveal the root cause and prevent unnecessary overreaction. Perhaps fear arises from uncertainty, anger from a perceived insult, or frustration from delayed results. By analyzing these triggers, you weaken their power over you. Dangerous intelligence comes from understanding both the mind and the forces that influence it, and from acting with clarity despite their presence. Consistency is essential. Emotional control is not achieved in a single moment, but it is the result of repeated practice. Each morning, dedicate time to check in with yourself, notice rising emotions, and decide consciously how to respond. Over time, this practice builds resilience. You will notice that situations that once provoked strong reactions now pass with minimal disturbance. Your mind becomes a tool of precision, capable of seeing clearly, evaluating wisely, and choosing actions that serve your goals. Discipline also extends to your routines and habits. A mind that is disciplined in action is less vulnerable to emotional sway. Completing small tasks intentionally, maintaining order in your environment, and committing to regular practices of focus and study strengthen both willpower and clarity. The act of disciplined living reinforces emotional control, creating a feedback loop where calm thought enables deliberate action, and deliberate action reinforces calm thought. Finally, acting with discipline and controlling emotions prepares you for life's unpredictability. Challenges, conflicts, and frustrations are inevitable. Without emotional mastery, these obstacles overwhelm the mind and cloud judgment. With discipline, you remain focused, strategic, and effective. Each morning spent practicing awareness, self-control, and deliberate action builds a mind capable of navigating any situation with intelligence, clarity, and strength.